All right, all right. Good evening. It is Big Chads. I'm coming to you. It is still August 2nd, 2022, Tuesday. This is a Spaces replay from Twitter being uploaded. This is a conversation that was just a few days ago. It was a really nice conversation, and part of what I'm trying to do is to archive these conversations that I'm having on Twitter. I think they only keep them for a certain amount of time, and I just think the conversations we have are really good. It allows people to ask questions. I get to hear from you folks, and just basically, it's just a really wonderful format. So. This is the second version, the second Spaces. I'm going to try to upload these, not all at once. But I hope you enjoy. Please let me know your feedback. The comments are great. People are having conversations as well here in the comments, in the video as I upload it. So let's just get this going. Just to remind you, I'm on Twitter at Big Cheds. I'm on YouTube at Cheds Trading. You definitely want to check out the free version of my book, Trading Wisdom 50 Lessons Every Trader Should Know. I'm doing one lesson at a time. I just did lesson 16, which is about switching time frames wisely. That book can be found on Amazon. Wonderful reviews. Thank you for that. Thank you for all your feedback and your support. And you also want to check out all the other stuff. Like if you're learning how to trade, check out the tutorials and masterclass webinars. There's 3 videos in there. It's a great playlist as well. I am a founding analyst at Bitcoin Live, the best-in-class educational platform for crypto. Encourage you to check that out. It's a world-class team. I've been doing it for 4 years. I do it twice a week, long-form, full market update. So definitely check that out. So let's go, 7:30. Let's try this out, folks. Thank you so much. It's great to have you. Let's just get this going. Folks, give me just a minute. If you're listening on replay, join my Spaces. This one is recorded. I'm just tweeting stuff out, getting it started. Again, sorry for the technical difficulties. Join my Spaces. This one is recorded. Okay, boom. So again, as a reminder, you can type in the Twitter search box, which is what I'm doing right now, from : Big Cheds. And you can type in anything. Look for anything to see what I've tweeted. I'm looking for that new follower packet. I'm attaching it to the top of the Spaces, and there it is. So if you're like just getting started, you want to know who I am, or you want to looking for some good resources, textbook recommendations, free videos. I'm Big Cheds, the author of Trading Wisdom, 50 Lessons Every Trader Should Know. It's available on Amazon 4 formats: Kindle, hardcover, paperbook, and audio format. You can listen to the book in my voice. That's pretty cool. But if you don't want to buy it, I've got your back. You can get that book for free on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Cheds Trading. If you enjoy these, I would humbly ask you to go subscribe to me on YouTube. YouTube is a crazy grind. It's really hard to get followers. So please consider following me. There's great content there. What I'd like to do is hear from you today. It's Saturday, July 30th. We're just hanging out. I'm going to talk crypto. I may have a guest speaker come up, kind of depending on, who joins the conversation. I'd like you to just step up and ask your questions and just talk. I want to hear from you. There probably will be a lot of people, so try to be brief, but I'm going to bring you up. You want to make sure Twitter has access to your microphone. Otherwise, I won't hear you, and the group won't hear you. So, and I may have some background noise. I'm kind of sitting outside. There's people here and stuff, so just kind of bear with me. But let's see here. So I'm going to look for people I haven't heard from first, and I'll kind of work my way through. Hit that request. We want to hear from you. We want to hear what's going on. I'm going to start out with Davor Koklo. I might bring a couple of you up at a time and just kind of wait your turn just to keep things flowing. I'm also going to get Nicholas BETH as well. So Davor, what's going on, man? Hit on me.
Hey, Big Chiz. Hey, thanks for letting me speak. Just
Sure.
want to say I appreciate everything you do in the community. I'm a Bitcoin Live member as well,
Sweet.
and I've learned a lot the past few months. Unfortunately, I wish I would have followed you a lot earlier, but
It's all good.
I'm learning a lot. I just have a question about when you're going into a trade, your size, your position. I know you talk about counting
Yeah.
down your position. I just want to ask if you
Yeah.
have a rule of thumb, like a percentage that you use to when you're entering a trade, or
Yeah.
is it based on how strong the signal is that you determine the
Yeah.
percentage?
Yeah, it's a great question. I vary a lot. I'm not as formulaic as I probably should be, but there are people like you. I just read, and by the way, if you folks need to go watch the interview I did with Peter Brandt, who's also a colleague at Bitcoin Live. It's on my YouTube Chats Trading. There's a playlist called Long Form Interviews. And in his book, Diary of a Commodity Trader, I think he talks about his maximum position size is something like 0.6% of his trading portfolio. So it's very small positions. I don't have a set position size, no, but in terms of like total monies that I'm using for trading, it's really never more than a few percent. Definitely. Like I don't come in and like I'm all in on like TRX, or even like Bitcoin, or whatever. Right? Even like that really nice breakout on Ethereum we had at 1270 that a lot of people played. Like I'm not like putting my whole portfolio on that, but like I do a lot of small positions. Even if I go into something, I use like multiple positions because that gives me more flexibility. I can move them up hopefully into profit, like kind of at a different pace. I move some into break even. I move some up a little bit. I leave some down. So I do a lot of small positions. I do not do large position trading. It's just kind of not my thing. I've just found that smaller positions are easier to manage. But generally speaking, there's a quote in my book, and I have it in front of me, book 3, the quotes book I'm working on. It's on one of these pages, but it says basically your position size should be directly correlated to your familiarity with the chart you're attempting to profit from, right? So if you really feel comfortable and you really know what you're trading, you can be a little bit larger. Trying to call me, but
Right.
bottom line is like the size. The larger your position, the harder it's going to be to manage it. So you got to find what works for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, I have noticed, I have read bits of your book where if you're finding yourself looking at the chart, looking at every tick, you
Yep.
obviously you've probably invested a bit too
Yeah.
much. I found myself last few weeks. I think I was, I started shorting, and I was doing quite well with the
Yep.
shorts, and then I got carried away when you start, when you start winning, and you start getting trades back to back to back.
Yeah.
You start thinking, oh, maybe I should increase my position. I
Yeah.
got
Right.
stung hard a couple of times, and I definitely learned my lesson. But
Did you? Did you learn the
yeah.
lesson or did you experience the lesson?
Both,
Right.
both.
Right.
I think both. But yeah, it's hard when you're a degen at heart.
Yeah.
Not to
Yeah.
put a little bit more than you should. But it's one of those things. I think it's just going to take a bit of time to sort of
Yeah.
to learn. But yeah, I appreciate that.
Lifelong, man. Be careful, especially after
Yeah,
winners. You got to be extra careful after winners because like there's this voice inside of you that says, "Oh, I can afford to lose a little bit of this because
yeah,
But you know what? Don't
yeah.
like respect your money. It's going to go to somebody else who's like not as like you know gambling or not as
I
like
hear you.
crazy. So, hey, man,
I hear
I'll
you.
see you tomorrow night, Bitcoin Live. All right, bro.
All right, all right. Appreciate it. Thanks, big
Thank you.
kids.
Great to have you.
All right.
All
Bye.
right, we should have. I'm going to bring folks up 2 at a time, just so I always have someone rolling. Nicholas, what's going on?
Big Chads, what's up, man? How you
What's
doing?
going
Happy
on?
Saturday. Happy Saturday.
Happy day. Happy day to
Happy
you.
day. Happy day. Just getting my coffee going. You
Good.
fired this up. Happy about it. Hey, Chad's not a huge trader. Try and dabble a little bit in it. Watch some of your stuff. Love it. But I don't have a great grasp on everything.
Yeah. Neither do I.
But
Hey, I don't.
no,
Neither do
you
I, bro. Trust me.
okay. Hey, good enough to have Peter Brandt on your
I know.
YouTube, so
Did you
that's pretty
watch
damn
that?
good.
Did you see
Yeah,
the
I
interview?
watched some of the clips. I
Yeah.
watched about half of it, so I gotta get the other half down. But
Really, it went really well. It went really well. That guy's awesome. You got to watch
yeah,
it.
he's the man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Chad. So
Yep.
I've been looking at your timeline. Notice it's from the tweets I've seen, seems like you're still pretty skeptical to flip bullish. So I'm just looking,
Yeah.
just
Once
just
bitten, twice shy.
yeah. Just curious to see what it's gonna take for you.
I just
Are you
smell. I
looking?
just don't. I don't haven't.
You
I
smell
haven't
sharks in
seen.
the water or what?
Well, I just haven't seen the. I mean, I can see technically there could be a bottom because, um, forming, not yet, but like if you could look what we did in February, March, we kind of went sideways for a while, and then we tried to break out. I've talked about it in all my spaces and stuff, and Just look at like February 6th, I think, through the end of March, and the price went sideways and then it broke out, gave a really good long signal. I'm kind of watching for that. But the reason I'm still skeptical is there's too many people who are bullish and too many people calling bottom. And I just don't I don't know, maybe I'm wrong this time, and I'm wrong a lot, obviously, because everybody, if you make enough calls, you're going to get plenty wrong and plenty right. But I just haven't seen like a panic bottom yet where there's like really people giving up. And I don't know, maybe I think about psychology too much, but I think about the chart a lot, but like sentiment has helped me spot bottoms and tops pretty well too. And I still don't feel like we ever had the sentiment bottom. And I feel like that's missing. So, I'm still following my method. I'm still more technically neutral. Like I'm still willing to look for like longs, given that we're above, we've been trading above the EMA 34. We haven't yet closed above the weekly 200. That's kind of one thing I'm still waiting for. Like I talk about in Bitcoin Live, like I still what is today, Saturday? We still have to close above the weekly 200, and that's at like 22.7. So I mean, we'll probably do it, but like I mean, what can happen between today and tomorrow night? We could definitely drop like 2G, 2,500. Like that needs to be flipped. But just I don't know, sentiment too. I don't know. I just don't feel like we've had the sentiment bottom, and maybe that's what's holding me back.
Yeah. I figured you were looking for the 200 week. It looks pretty good right now, but like you said, anything can happen on the weekend. And then the other thing I was maybe looking for is to get above 25, come down, retest around there, hold it, and then
above 25 or what? Like the May 12th low or what?
Yeah, somewhat. May 12th low.
Yeah. All right. So what do you got for me, bro? Let me move right along. It's a great question. I'm glad you kind of stepped up here.
Yeah, appreciate it, Chad. Have a good one.
You take care. Take care. All right. Delmaris, you're up. If you can speak and get your microphone working, hit unmute. I'm going to bring up someone else as well. Let's bring up I am Tim. Just kind of wait there in the back until it's your turn. Delmaris FX, it's your turn. You asked to speak, hit unmute.
Hey, Chad.
Tim, go for it. What's up, Tim?
How are you, man?
And I'm great. And by the way, folks, if I bring you up, please wait for me to call you. I'm going to try to bring on a few at a time, just so we kind of keep the conversation flowing. So what's up, Tim?
Firstly, I want to echo everything that everyone's saying about your, being grateful for what you do for the space. Really appreciate it.
I'm grateful for you.
Now, when I came into the market sort of place in early 2018, I was following all the wrong people. And I messed up big time, Fortunately, I've only kind of just been, I don't really trade. I just kind of put money in what I can, money that I'm not afraid to lose. And, I've done actually all right. I climbed the ladder slowly. I built up a big portfolio, and I've been sensible enough with your kind of guidance to take a little bit when I can. I didn't.
Kudos to you.
I didn't heed your signal about the top, but still, I pulled some out at around 52 and then put some back in. But now I'm all out.
Nice.
I'm on the sidelines, so I'm all in cash.
You're 100% out? You're 100% out.
I'm 100% out.
Can I borrow some money? I want to buy. You got a big. Go ahead.
But I'm kind of getting into that FOMO territory where I'm thinking, oh, have we bottomed? I want to get back in. I'm kind of waiting. I was hoping that we'd actually had that high yesterday and then come down.
Let me ask you a question. Right? So what does it mean if we have bottom? Does it mean we can go to like what 100K or like what 60K,
no,
50, 60K?
I'm with you. I'm thinking sideways action. There's a lot going on in the world, isn't there? So
yeah, sideways. Why don't we go sideways for 6 months and frustrate everybody?
So I'm not kind of petrified, and if I have to buy in a little bit, I ended up kind of getting rid of all my bags at about probably about 19K. So I'm kind of, that's what's making me a bit nervous now. I'm thinking, I wanted to buy lower. But
well, everybody does, right? I want to talk about one thing. So like, let's say the bottom was in, that means you're now like at some point going to reach an upside target, and I don't know. Let's say that's like 65K. Does it really matter if you buy at 25 versus 19? I mean, if it's going to go to 65K or 70K, it's like people, get themselves twisted up into knots trying to nail the bottom. But like what you want to do is wait for the bottom and then like get the majority of the move.
Yeah, this is it.
Peter Brandt talks about in his book, to my Diary of a Commodity Trader, talks about playing between the 30-yard lines. Like you catch the middle of the move, right? You're never going to know exactly when the trend changes, but once it confirms, that means the trend has changed. Now you can just ride it. And like, what's the point of a bottom if like, oh, the bottom's in, but now like there's no move that comes after it? Like it's only going to go up like 5K till it tops off. So if it's going to go to 100K or like whatever these people think it's going to go to 250K, why do you care? Between 25 and 22 or 19 and whatever, like, I mean, just let the bottom form and then ride it with comfort. But it's up to each person. Some people are more risky than others. Everyone has different styles. There's no one right way to do it. It's just kind of just how I think. So, all right.
Yeah,
thanks,
thank you, man. Appreciate
hey,
it.
man, listen, I appreciate you. Just keep grinding. That's all you can do. Like, I think a lot of what we're doing now is because we're bored. We want Bitcoin to make a decisive move. It might be more like just being bored for a while. So work on your skills. Like, I just textbook, man. If you're not really a trader, but you seem like you got like a good head on your shoulders, start reading those textbooks and just like get into trend analysis. It'll make you much more comfortable and confident in your trades. All right.
Thank you, man.
Cheers.
All the best.
All right. Hey, all the best to you. Let's get Moondog. I'm gonna invite a couple of you up. Please wait until I call you. And Ray World. I want to make sure I have one at a time. Moondog, can you hear me, buddy? Crypto Bobby G. Hit unmute. Moondog.
Hey, what's going on, man?
How you doing?
Good morning.
Guten Morgen or whatever. Guten Tag. What's going on?
Not much, man. Shout out from Canada. Love your stuff on.
What parts? What part?
Near Toronto, but I'm a long haul.
Nice.
I'm a long haul truck driver, so I'm actually on the road in the States right now.
Bro, people don't understand how hard that job
You have
is.
no
Like it's
idea,
not
man.
like I used to work with a lot of truckers. Those guys, I mean, that's not easy. Like not even just like, like traffic, but even just docking and dealing with receivers, everything.
Yeah, man.
So
I'm pulling like, I don't even know, about 13,000 miles a month right now.
That's no big deal.
Everything's been crazy,
You better stretch a lot, right? What are you doing? You're sitting all the time.
Yeah. Well, I try to get to the gym once a day if I can, but some days it's tough.
Once a day? I go once a month. But anyway, so what's your question?
So basically, my question is for the broader markets, I guess. I mean, I basically take all of my expendable income and I'll throw it into an account. It's kind of like my investment account. But in crypto in particular, I wanted to talk about a de-risking strategy. So I know you talk a lot about how, it's possible if the bottom's in and that would be your bet, right? If you are making that bet. So like, let's say you find Ethereum attractive at $1,000, right? So you make your initial trade at 1,000, but you do have that long-term target of 2,000 or wherever your resistance is, right? And as you can see, it's obviously made the move up.
Yep. Ray World, hey guys, hold on a second. Ray and whoever, look, I'm trying to bring up a couple people at a time so we don't have like a pause in between guests. Just wait till I call you. Ray, I would have brought you up next, man. I'm gonna bring in one more. Stay patient. Crypto King Tyler, just hang out there. Sorry, go ahead, Moondog.
So basically, you have the meat of the move. If you buy in at $1,000, what do you think about a de-risking strategy of instead of actually taking profits, you just take the other side of the trade during pullbacks? So from 1,000 to 2,000.
I mean, you can, but you're gonna get a little bit too cute for school. I mean, you gotta. I think that, that's like a straddle strategy, and I like that, but I only like that at the most important key levels. Like not just every like minor resistance or every time you think it's doing like a bull flag or whatever. Like if you're going to do that in Ethereum, you would have done that at like 1270, 1280. Like that was
That's what I'm talking about, though.
If you have a really well-defined level, it can't just be some like just one wick here, or we had this like small, this like little tweezer top that rejected and now it's back. Like you want like a well-defined zone if you're gonna do that type of strategy where you take a trade in both directions. So number one, you need a well-defined level, but then you got to manage it both ways. That's I mean, and you're driving a truck.
It's a lot of work.
How are you gonna do that?
I know.
What are you doing, bro? It's ambitious.
Trying to stay busy, I guess.
That's it. So listen, It's fine, but you all just ask yourself, am I trading against the trend?
Yeah.
Always ask yourself that. So you don't want to do that either. So if it's at a big spot, I mean, that's fine. But other than that, I would avoid it.
Fair enough. All right, brother.
All right, dude.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Take care. Let's get someone else in here, folks. I'm going to bring you up a couple at a time. Just be patient until I call you. I'd like to keep the conversation going. King ADZ, I'll bring you up. Folks, just hit request. I'd love to hear from you today. We got a bunch of you just listening, 700 people listening, only about 7 requests. That's nuts. Hold on, ADZ. Let's get also Hasbullah in the guest circle. ADZ, what's going on, King ADZ? What do you have to say today? Folks, you got to give Twitter access to your microphone. Hasbullah. Elon Eskandar, what's going on? First one to speak gets the microphone. First one to speak. You folks are letting me down.
Hello?
Yo, there we
Hi,
go.
Chet.
What's up, man? Hi. Talk to me.
I just want to ask, what is your opinion about the current market condition? Because if you see all the metrics, right, everything is actually bearish because the interest rate is, the government is, the Federal Reserve is hiking the rates, and the yield is going down. Everything is actually looking bearish, but the market is going up. Can this
So
hold?
why is that a contradiction? Why is that a contradiction?
I mean,
you have rallies, you have minor trends, you have major trends, then you have smaller trends within that, right? So you have bounces, you have massive bear market rallies in bear markets. You have massive corrections in bull markets. So it's like, that's just how things work. Sometimes there's a disconnect between the words that people are telling you on CNBC and things you're reading about in Bloomberg Business. Like there's that, and then there's what the price is doing in relation to the key momentum levels on the chart. So I'm not going to be able to really talk to you much about interest rates, yield curve flattening or widening or like tightening or loosening. That's not my jam. I'm not good at that, but I'll talk about the chart. So, I mean, the price on Bitcoin is trying to close above the weekly 200. We're watching for that. The daily chart has forced sideways. Bears are damaged a little bit now, and the daily chart is now going sideways, which is an important first step to reverse. So that's what we're watching for. Don't get too caught up in like, how come what I'm reading about and hearing about isn't matching the price? Just focus on the price and trade the price. All right?
okay. All right. Thank you, Chad.
Thank you, brother. Let's get someone else in here. I'm going to invite a couple people. I want you to just wait in the on deck circle. I'll get you Umayar, Arshad, and I'm going to invite Spartan as well. Just wait until I call one of you. Make sure Twitter has access to your microphone. Umayar, Arshad, what would you like to say today? Hit unmute.
Hey, Big Sheds, great fan of your work. Great TA.
Thanks. What's up, buddy?
Uh,
How you doing?
all's good, all good. I hope you're fine too.
I'm doing well, man. I'm alive.
Okay, I just wanted to share an observation with you. I may be wrong, but I just felt like sharing it. Uh,
Okay.
See, the concept of Elliott wave. I believe that 1 week chart.
I hate Elliott waves. I'm not into him, bro. I'm
Okay.
gonna be honest with you.
All right.
But go ahead.
But I felt like
Just
that.
give me your next question. I'm not interested in that question. What's your next one?
Okay, the next question is that the diamond pattern that was formed on a 4-hour chart, I believe that's invalidated now, right?
Yeah, of course. Yep, we're broken up above that. We broke yesterday's high.
Yeah.
So
I believe that the rally is going to continue now.
Well, how do you know when you're wrong? If that's your thesis, what's your invalidation for that thesis?
Well, if it comes down below 24.5 again, and the retest it.
24.5. It's right now at 24.5.
See, it's all about the retest. If the retest fails on a 1-day chart, and the price, if we go below 200 moving average, I guess that could be a reversal. That would be.
All right, that's fair. All right.
Anyways,
good thoughts.
Anyways, great fan of your work.
Thank you. I thank you, my friend. I hope you're having a great day, and I wish you lots of good luck in the future.
Likewise. Take care.
Thank you. Spartan, what's up, Spartan? I'm gonna bring on one more. Just stay
Hey,
silent.
Trades. Hey, I'm a big
Yo,
fan
what's
of
going
you.
on?
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm a
Thank
founding
you.
member of Bitcoin Live too.
No
Listening.
kidding.
Yeah, day
Wow,
one,
you've
man.
been with us since the beginning?
Yes, I do. Yeah,
Whoa. You've
yeah.
seen
Thank you.
a lot of changes in the last 4
Yes,
years, huh?
yeah. I follow you and Bob Lucas especially.
Hey, you're
I
doing
like.
okay. You're doing pretty good if that's who you follow.
Yeah. So my
So what's
question
up?
is, I know on daily basis we are still waiting for some kind of price action to develop. I don't want to ask a repetitive question here. So you answered most of the questions with others. So
Yeah.
my question is, let's say if it is going to 28, 30, what are you looking now? Like, how is the pullback coming? What point you are comfortable to take that trigger like you did for Ethereum at 1250?
So you want to know like what I'm looking at for potential longs or what?
Yes, potential longs. Yeah.
Mana has a nice setup. Looks like it's about to trigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, so once it hits like 24/7 and stay there for a couple of hours, and that's good to go with some tight stop loss, right?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Hold on,
And yeah,
hold on,
that's
my
it.
wife is
So I'm a
hold on, my
great
wife is
fan
trying to
of your
call me.
work, man. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. All right.
Yeah,
Let's
thank
see.
you.
I'm gonna move on to someone else. Let's go on to. Let's see who wants to step up. Just to remind you, I'm on Twitter at Big Cheds, author of Trading Wisdom. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. So listen, I'm on Twitter at Big Cheds. I'm on YouTube at Cheds Trading. If you're listening to this, I would humbly ask you to consider following me on YouTube at Cheds Trading. It's a crazy grind. There's some great content on there for you. So definitely check that out. Check out the free resources at the top of the spaces. Free videos, textbook recommendations, that kind of thing. I'm going to bring up a few of you to speak. It's Saturday morning. I know it's early for my West Coast friends. We're just hanging out. Folks, hit request. I do want to hear from you. There's only about 10 of you looking to speak. I'm going to try to bring up as many as I can. Didn't I try ADZ? Did I not just have you up? We'll give you one more time. And then also I'll bring up Lat Dovakin. What's
Hi,
up,
Chad.
80? Yo.
How you doing?
Good. What's up, bud?
Just a quick question. So,
Yeah.
when price reaches a strong resistance point, what do you look for in the candles to decide whether to go long or short? Besides the overall market trend, of course, and all of that stuff, would you look at the candle specifically to indicate which way to go, long or short?
I'm like, what do I look at? I mean, have you watched
Yeah,
my webinars yet? Have you watched the videos I just talked about on YouTube?
a lot of them, yeah. I
Go
saw
to the
this one.
master class. Go to the playlist, master class webinars on tutorials on my YouTube. It explains everything.
Okay, all right.
All right. There's no secret. Go watch my quick market updates playlist on YouTube. I explain everything.
Sure.
Like all these answers are right there for you folks. It's not a secret. I don't hide my method. I don't hide what I do. It's all right there for you. So,
Thank you, Ted.
all right.
Thanks.
All right, but hold on a second. All right. Hi. What's going on, last Dove? Last Dova, what's going on? Talk to us. What would you like to say today? Folks, I'm Big Ched. Just kind of step up and join the conversation. We'd love to hear from you today. Hello. Let's get someone else in. What's up, Lot Dova Kiln?
Sorry,
Yep.
that's Lot Dovakin. It's last Dragonborn.
Nice.
I don't have more of a question, more of like a commentary,
Okay.
like my insights. So I've been watching. I don't know if any of you guys have noticed out there. YFKR, YFI. If any of you guys have ever seen, back when Bitcoin
they've
is at its
both been
high,
strong. They'll have relative strength right now.
I entered
Yep.
YFI actually. Right now it's at around 12,000. I entered it at around like 6,000.
11.6,
I've been watching it for a long time.
Nice.
And MKR, I got
What's
in
your stop
around
loss?
5,000. I dropped like maybe like a few thou, maybe like a 10 band on the whole thing, and I'm just gonna wait for the whole thing to ride out. I'm hoping it reaches because if no one noticed, YFI had a higher all-time high than Bitcoin at 81,000.
Okay.
Those are just my small insights. I've just been watching that guy volatility.
Listen, I think you're in fine plays right now. The maker, just had a breakout signal like in the last 24, 48 hours. Had a little bit of a throwback on the 29th.
It's been meeting resistance between I think 600-700. It kind of broke out, did a double
No,
trend.
above that. If you look at broke the May lows and then the June lows, it flipped that level, and then where it rejected the end of June. So it just flipped that key level around 1100. So you're in good shape, man. I wish you well. Good choice of plays. Let's get some more folks in here. Let's get Ibrahim Kumachi in the conversation. When I bring you up, just kind of please wait until I call your name. Al Crypto, can you hear me? Dream, act, conquer.
Yeah, hello here. Hi, chat.
Yo.
Hi from Italy.
Oh, ciao, man.
Ciao, bello.
Ciao, bello.
You reached Italy. That's amazing.
That's wonderful. Never been there, but I studied a little
come.
Italian.
Absolutely. Good food.
That's absolutely, my friend. So what's going on?
Yeah, I got a question about the 200-week moving average, as we already broke above.
Okay.
So what's your odds if we from your point of view, if we on Sunday we stay above it? Mm-hmm. How big is the chance from your point of view that we will hold it?
I don't know. We're gonna chop. I think we're gonna. I mean, I've been pretty clear. I don't know if you've listened to the prior spaces. I think probably gonna chop sideways for a while. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we could hit 27, 28 and reject. We could reject here, but I just think we're set to go sideways. I think we're gonna go do what we did in February, March of this year.
Mm-hmm. Do you think if the S&P 500, a lot of people say it's correlated, if it drops below severely, because from my point of view, as how the things are going on in the world, that it could have been just a relief rally, that we drop below again and probably continue to go lower? Or do you think still we keep moving sideways
on the S&P?
No, if the S&P drops below,
I don't care. I don't care about anything outside of the Bitcoin chart.
Okay.
I'm not trading that. If we're talking about Bitcoin, we're trading the Bitcoin chart.
Yeah.
All right. Sometimes there's correlation. Most of the time there's some correlation, but you're not trading that. Trade, whatever you're trading, what will I do with Bitcoin if something outside the Bitcoin chart happens? Well, what I'll then watch is the Bitcoin chart to see how it reacts. Because that's what I'm trading. You know what I mean? So less time worrying about that other stuff. It just
makes
takes
sense.
your eye off the ball, okay?
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Amazing. Yeah, that was all my question.
It's great to have you, man. All right.
Thank you, man.
All right. Thank you so much. Ibrahim, what's going on?
Hello, chats. Greetings from Turkey.
Turkey, what's up, my friend? How we doing there in Turkey?
Thank you. My question is, on the 4-hourly, Bitcoin volume is descending. What do you think of that? Is that a sign of bearish thing?
No. Why would that be bearish? Volume always descends. After every move, you have a move, a breakout, you get a volume burst, and then volume will trail off until that consolidation completes. Think about this is one of the most common misconceptions in trading and technical analysis. Every pattern starts out with high volume and trails off until it completes. You get a volume trend, and then you have volume that will break that trend. In the middle of the channel, you don't need volume. After a move, you have a trend that started. So when the price is trending, you don't need volume because there's already an imbalance in supply and demand. So it's already moving in a direction. You get volume when the trend is challenged. You get volume when the consolidation pattern completes. So if you have a super strong bull trend that's all of a sudden does a bull flag or does a bull pennant, it's going to have high volume at the flagpole, and then the volume is going to trail off. And everyone's like, look, there's no volume in the middle. It's trailing volume. It's bearish. No, that's how every single pattern works. So people focus on that, and then they get spooked out, but they don't understand the context. So
okay.
Volume is one of the most misunderstood things. Thanks, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. We'll do a few more. Let's get Nick. Nick Fest. I'm going to bring up a couple of you. Please wait till I call you. Do not be shy. Hit request to speak. It's a Saturday. It's Saturday the 30th of July. I'm hanging out. We'll do this a little bit longer. We'll bring in also, you've been patient, Aditya. Okay, Nick, what's going on, Nick Fester?
Hey, Chids. Just great chatting to you again from South Africa. Just to talk about Wednesday gone by when the Fed did the whole announcement. And, I was disappointed with my risk management because obviously people get nervous and then you kind of wait for some kind of a bottom. And I put my entire portfolio into a stable coin. And
when's this again?
On this last Wednesday, the day of the Fed announcement of the. So I put everything into stable coin, and
now you have FOMO.
And then it was interesting because it seemed like the day before there was a huge drop off, but on the actual day itself there was something of a rally before the actual announcement, which was really weird. I wasn't expecting that.
Is it? Is it?
Yes.
Isn't there always a little bit of a buying into those things?
So I'm a bit of a newbie for that territory. So that was a learning experience for me.
Here's what you got to think about. Like, if you rarely, like, there's always a move before the move. And most of the time, they're just going to try to shake you out of your position.
Okay.
So it's rare that you're going to get, like, a really easy, the market's never going to, like, walk you into a nice big trade nice and easy. They're never going to open the door, hold your hand. They're not going to, like, come in and set the table for you.
Yeah.
It's not going to do all that stuff for you. It's going to scare you. It's going to challenge you. It's going to test you. It's going to trap you.
Yes.
So, like, just because this happened before and this happened after, that's like what's supposed to happen. Everyone's supposed to get tricked.
Yeah.
So just watch the market. Expect that whatever the market's doing is trying to trick you. And then if you have that in mind, you'll have a better perspective.
Yeah, because then I basically moved everything back in while, the actual, like, the hourly candle that I was busy looking at was jumping up and down, going crazy, because of course it was like in the hour leading up to the announcement. So, but then somehow it seemed to have stabilized a little bit, and then I just put everything back in. But I maybe lost a little bit, but at the end of the day,
I don't know what you're doing. What is this? I did everything. What is that? I took everything out. I took everything in. What is that? What are you doing? Stop. I would pull all your money out and do nothing. I would stop whatever you're doing. Stop.
Okay.
Take all your money out until you're confident. You should never be all in or all out at the same time.
Yeah.
You need to scale into your positions gradually.
Okay.
You need to build into a position, scale out. Go watch my YouTube stuff. Pull all your money out and go to my YouTube at Chet's Trading and watch all of that stuff. You're gonna get in trouble. All right, I can hear it.
So it's more just a scaling in and scaling out. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. No, it's other. You're chasing your tail. I can hear it. You're chasing your tail. You're chasing after moves. You need to step back.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Okay.
You're not ready. You're not ready. I can hear it.
Okay.
All right. Study up.
I'll do it.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks. Cheers.
That's scary. That scares me. I hear myself in that person from earlier in my career. Aditya, can you hear me? Aditya, you have the choice. You have the ability to speak. Adiora, what's up?
Yeah. Hi, gents. How are you? I'm good.
I'm pretty good. How you doing?
All good, all good. So I have one question. Actually, I have been doing futures trading since like 3 months. And what is happening is I'm doing like risk management and position sizing. But what happens is every time I make some amount and I go in like again, what happens is my whatever winning is, it goes away in 1 or 2 trade because of now my position size has increased. So
Why?
how to manage that?
Why are you? So listen, this is what we talked about last time. Here's what you got to remember. First of all, your position sizes should be like 3%. Should be like maybe 3% of your bankroll. Not like probably whatever. I'm guessing you're probably doing like 20-25%. Like do like 3%.
Generally, I take 7x to 10x. So
yeah, how about
that
you
is
try?
like
Why don't you try 2x to 3x?
okay,
And
I'll try that.
get some good wins under your belt, and build up your confidence. Because without confidence, you have nothing. Without confidence, and then, but there's a problem too with too much confidence, and that's also what's hitting. is after you're having a win, you're like, well, okay, I got that one. If I had just had a bigger position, and I would have had a bigger win. So let me boom. No, you have to grind it out. Grind it out. Cut your leverage in half. Cut your watch list in half. Right. Get rid of one of your monitors. Focus. All right. And then be careful after your wins. Don't get too overconfident. All right.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take care of that.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm on Big Cheds. I'm Big Cheds at Twitter. Please consider following me on Twitter. Check out the tweet at the top of the spaces. There's like recommendations for new followers, learning resources, stuff like that. I'm the author of Trading Wisdom. You can get that for free on my YouTube. I would humbly ask each and every one of you listening to go to YouTube, type in Cheds Trading, and hit subscribe. That would make me happy. So thank you for that. I'm going to bring up a couple more people. Please wait until I call you, and then it will be your turn. What's up, Shanizi? It's your turn, Shanizi. What's going on?
Hey, Chaz, thanks for bringing me back up.
Sure. What's up? What's cracking?
So last week when you brought me up, we spoke a little bit about the volume and kind of what the candles were telling you, and we talked a little bit about June 13th, but also June 18th.
Oh, you're gonna make me pull up a chart here.
This is on Bitcoin, of course.
Okay. Just give me a second. It's not loading. All right. So you want June 13th and June 18th? Okay.
Well, we spoke a little bit about that last week, and that the June 18th candle actually looked more favorable for a possible trend reversal, but the volume was not convincing enough.
Yeah.
So, from what's going on this past week and the retake of the 200 moving average, I'm not fully convinced that the volume is there. And I'm wondering what you look for in terms of a confirmation. I mean, it needs to close this weekend. Does it need a bullish retest as well before it really confirms the move?
It doesn't really need it. What it needs is a breakout level to form. It needs to, I think it's what's most likely is what happened in February, March, is we kind of go sideways for a while. So let's say we bounce to 27, 28K and reject, come back to 22, bounce to 27, reject, come back to 24, bounce to 28, reject, go down to 21, bounce again, and then we break 28. Now you have a nice clean signal. Like, we need to let a level form. So maybe we form a breakout level at 27, 28K the same way we did at 45, 46K when we started to first close above the EMA 34 daily back in February, March.
So is the reason that these levels haven't really fully developed because these levels were hit on the way down? Is it because that there just hasn't been enough action in between those to really let it develop?
You don't have a lot of price history in the mid-20s, which is why when it initially started to break 30, you had a really good certainty that it was going to go to 20K, right?
That makes sense.
So we don't have a lot here in between. There's not a lot of price structure between 20 and 30K. Some's developing, but it's not really there. So now what we're doing is we just got to wait. Like, the downtrend is pushed. It's paused. The downtrend's paused. We're sideways, but it's not a bull trend either. It's not a bull trend. It's not really a bear trend. Weekly chart, you're a little bit confused. Daily chart's a little bit confused. And when you're in that state, it's going to come in, the market's going to come and take your money. It's going to give you all sorts of nice, like the oasis. You're in the desert and you think you see like a water fountain and you go up and you try to take a drink of water and then you get robbed, whatever. Like, the market's going to trick you. And so in this choppy sideways state, I think we have to be extra careful, extra cautious, wait for structure to form. I think it's advantageous to go long on retests of major support. Like, if we flush back to 19, 20, 21K, I think you can start to look to go long because we've now forced sideways. So we're in kind of a different mode than before, where we can kind of look for a signal, but it's not there yet, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm inclined to agree, and I think that the volume and the price action right now, I'm not super convinced that this is the move. And I think over the past year of listening and looking at your methods and stuff like that, I'm starting to get a sense and really feel like I'm developing a patience to actually let these moves play out. And I'm also internalizing my clock, where I'm starting to, get that vibe that I used to feel FOMO before. And now I'm like, ooh, this is the time to be cautious. This is not the time to start to FOMO in. So I'm starting to get in tune with my emotions and really developing that patience to let the moves play out and let the price action and the volume tell me what the move is. So I just want to say thanks, and I'm a big fan of yours, and I really appreciate everything that you do.
super nice. I love this feedback, man. So I hope you keep on kicking butt out there. Let's get Greasy up in the conversation. You're up next.
Yo, what's up, man? Pleasure to
Hi.
be here.
Hey, what's happening?
Chilling. So my question is a little simple. I think I wanted to know what it is that you look for an entry, for that real confident entry.
Have you
And
seen
then
my
I wanted
playlist
to.
yet? Have you seen my tutorial playlist on YouTube?
I don't think so. I've watched so many videos. I really don't know
Yeah, go
which
to
one.
YouTube, go to Ched's
Uh-huh.
Trading, and there's a playlist called Masterclass Tutorials. It's going to answer every question you could think of. It has all. I teach my method, my setup on TradingView, how to understand what I'm looking for, candle signals, volume, everything. You have to watch that.
Gotcha. All right. So can I just get your 2 cents on what I look for then?
Sure. Go. Yeah.
Sure.
Briefly. Don't
Okay.
go for it.
Yeah, so really what I look for is I start on the daily and look for a bottom what is this stochastic RSI.
I don't like it.
Really, why?
Stochastic RSI, it's a bounded oscillator, and it's even bounded more than RSI. Like if you look at stochastic's RSI, it's just even more worthless than the RSI, in my opinion. And by the way, like there's probably better traders than me who are listening to this and who use those. That's fine, but I'm telling you, my perspective, it's bounded. It has a fixed upper and lower limit. So the biggest runs come when stochastic's RSI is already quote unquote overbought. Even more so than RSI. Like RSI entering 70, like rising and going above 70 is a buy signal, not a sell signal. Because that means you have a strong bull trend. You want to ride a trend. I'd rather be long on something overbought. How do you become overbought? Become overbought by being bullish. I want to be long on something bullish, not short on it. So people use that, oh, stochastics is in that little upper boundary. Okay, I'm going to short, but it only got there because it's bullish. And so they end up taking the wrong direction of the trade. They end up using stochastics or RSI to generate a trade idea instead of letting the price structure generate a trade idea. Especially if you're a new trader, I would recommend deleting that and never using it. Unless you're really good, you know exactly what you're doing. Do not use those things. I don't even look at RSI. Like I definitely don't look at stochastics RSI. And if you're using both, you're definitely doing it wrong. There's no debate about that because they do the same thing. Just kind of in different ways, and one of them is worse than the other. So that's my thought on that.
So the way that I use it is pretty much I wait for the price to be at the bottom of a range, on a clear range.
What does that mean, clear range? What does that mean, clear? What time frame?
Like
And like,
time frame usually on the daily.
okay, all right.
And then I make sure that it's clear where it keeps getting hit with a rejection of a resistance.
On the
And then where it keeps,
stochastics or the
no
price?
on the price.
Good.
And then after that, that's when I look at the stochastic. And then if I see that it's below like a 27%, I think it is.
Yeah.
Then I feel like nobody's really trying to buy it or something. For
Mm-hmm.
whatever reason, I really don't know what's behind the scenes on that.
Yeah.
But I see that like the price is at a good place to buy in, and then what I do
Why?
is just
You're
because
guessing the trend's going to reverse. You're basically
no, so
saying.
it's well, yeah. It's at the bottom of the range. So what I do is I place in my bid whatever it is, whether it's leveraged or not.
Yep.
Excuse me. And then I just put a very strict risk management. Like I try not to go more than anything 5%. And that's including in leverage. So if I take a 5x leverage, that means my risk manager is 1%, so that I still hit that 5% of my account. You got me?
All right. Well, listen, I like what you're doing with risk management. I don't personally like how you're playing reversals. I think you want to focus more on continuation plays. I think if given the opportunity between a continuation and a reversal play, you take the continuation play every time. An ascending triangle breaking out, a bull flag breaking out, a head and shoulders top failing, right shoulder violation. Reversal play means you think you're smarter than the market. The reversal play means you think I think the trend's going to stop here. No. Here. You're guessing when the trend's going to reverse. You're fighting the trend. I don't like to trade that way, but there's so many different ways to do this. We have to have diverging opinions, otherwise we have no market. So thank you for stepping up and sharing that with the group today. It was great to have you, man. All right.
Gotcha. Thanks, bro.
All right, let's get one more in the on deck circle. Toy and the Great, you can wait, and Ben Minal. What's going on, Ben?
Hey, Chaz, how's it going, man?
I'm doing Really well today. How you doing?
Awesome, very well. Yeah, I'm fairly new to your work, so if this has been answered earlier in the spaces, or I'm going to be diving deep into your YouTube masterclass. So if this is a too beginner a question, then feel free to send me on my way. But
watch the free book. Check out the free book, Trading Wisdom.
Yeah, man.
Playlist and the quick market updates. If you're new, you got to watch that stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. So, quick question. So, I really had been kind of the investor mindset prior to suffering a massive drawdown, as I'm sure a lot of people did from around November downwards. So, I've been trying to learn to, work on a shorter time frame. I think I was probably working, as I said, from a sort of investor time frame, and I'm really trying to learn how to manage risk and how to actually operate on smaller time frames. So, I'm obviously going to be diving into all your stuff fully, but I wonder, do you have any initial thoughts or sort of mindset shifts to go to actually working on a shorter time frame?
And it's a great question. It's a great question. So there's some rules of thumb. These rules of thumb come from something called classical charting, which is Western technical analysis as opposed to like Japanese candlesticks, Eastern technical analysis. So when do you switch time frames? So first of all, you always want to know the larger time frame. If I'm trading the 4 hour or the 1 hour, I also still understand like what the weekly is doing. So I go outside in and then I execute. But you want to switch to low time frame when the price is at a key level. Not just kind of chilling in the middle of the channel, but once it gets right up to a key resistance or right at a key support. I know it's a little windy here, folks. I'm sorry if there's any background noise. I don't know if there is or not. But when the price is at a key level is when you switch to lower time frame. That's very important lesson. The next lesson is after volatility, you switch to low time frame. Right now, Bitcoin drops $2,000. By the time I finish this sentence, we immediately switch to like the 1 hour chart and kind of wait and watch for like the price to, recapture EMA 8, form a lower high, and then break that lower high or do something. Kind of wait. It probably would take a while to settle down, but after a big move, you go to low time frame, and when the price is at a key level, that's when you go to a low time frame.
Interesting. So yeah, that's really helpful, because I think I was trying to sort of form my own kind of trading ideas and learning how to sort of back test that. I've really been feeling like I should choose a time frame to trade on, and I guess I was wondering whether I don't have all day to trade.
I have some more thoughts.
Yeah, great.
So if you find yourself switching time frames to suit your bias, you need to get out of the trade. That's one thing too. You got to be mindful of yourself. If you enter a trade, you have to enter the trade on that time frame, the 4 hour. Okay. If your stop loss fails, don't then switch to the daily or the weekly and say, all right, now I'm going to have a new stop loss and I'm just going to hold on to the trade because I don't want to admit I got it wrong. Like I do that. I've done this a million times. I'm sure many of these people listening, and by the way, the folks who are not speaking and just listening, thank you. But where your trade goes south and you're like, I'm gonna switch to the daily or the weekly. We're still holding the weekly support. I'm just like, but come on, you entered a trade in the 1 hour. Like, so you have to stick with whatever time frame you entered your trade on and be honest about that. All right. So if you start switching time frames to kind of find one that suits your position, you're going to lose that trade. You're in big trouble. So be careful of that too.
Yeah, nice. Thank you. Do you think is there any downside to working in smaller time frames than say an hourly if you're kind of starting out from a trading perspective? Is it getting too granular?
Yes. Just focus on daily, weekly charts in the beginning. Maybe 4 hour at the lowest. But you shouldn't really be trading too much. You should be just marking the levels and trying to understand what it might do, right? Just do a lot of practicing, marking stuff up, before, especially if you're new, you can put a little bit of money in, but make sure they're really small positions. Use that trading journal, write down why you entered the trade, what you learned, how you felt, kind of start to build up some experience. So it's going to be a long, long, long journey. And if you're lucky enough to survive, you'll do okay, but you got to put in time, you got to do a lot of work, and it's going to be really hard. All right.
Yeah, awesome. One last quick question, if you have time. Has anything happened?
I got to move on.
Okay, dude.
Thank you.
Problem. Thank you, Chad. Have a good one.
Hey, blessings. Let's see. Let's get Khalid up. And let's get Richie Sanchi Trading. So, folks, wait till I call you up. I'm going to try to get a couple at a time. Khalid, what's going on, man? Khalid said, scared money don't make money. Khalid Al-Johar, what's up? Khalid. All right, Richie. What's up, Richie? Can you hear me, buddy? Neither of you folks can speak. That's disappointing. Let's get the stores up. I'm going to bring you folks up. Make sure Twitter has access to your microphone. Khalid and Richie, try to figure that out. What's up, the stores? What's going on? All right, come on, you guys gotta get this stuff figured out. Twitter needs to have access to your microphone. I will not be able to hear from you. We won't be able to hear your great question and my average answer. Let's get Toy and Crypto up as well. The Sforza, can you hear me? Picture of a chess piece. Looks like a bishop or a king on F1 square.
Can
Can
you
you
hear
hear
me?
me? Hello, Toy and Crypto.
Hey, how are you? So
I'm doing well. How
I've
you
been
doing?
reviewing your YouTube series, and I've been
Uh-oh.
Well, you told me to go. You said go look at my YouTube series. Go,
Oh, good.
I have a
Okay.
question.
Now you're back.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a question though.
Good.
So I did sell in profit. I went in at 21,888, like I said, and I did sell in profit at my
I think I remember.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember
yeah,
talking
at
to
my
you. Okay.
desired number. But I was very surprised that the price went up today, given the candle we saw yesterday. This candle
Last night,
last
yeah.
night was a
Yeah.
doji, and then you also tweeted about
Yeah.
a diamond formation at the top,
Sure.
which was sort of a
Sure.
reversal. So I was really thinking
Yep.
today to start to trend down. What do you think was the reason why it went up today instead of going down?
I don't think we need a reason, really. And it's not about reason. It's more so that it's a probability scale. So like after yesterday's candle, it felt to me like better than 50% chance it's going to pause here and come back. So you look for these topping formations, but any kind of a good trend, and apparently it's a decent little trend here, this little bull move, it's going to give you fake outs. It's going to have a fake head and shoulders. It's going to have a fake diamond. And so you get these signals on failed reversal patterns. So lower time frame traders, day traders, they are looking and they're feasting. They're living off of these failed moves. They're some of the best signals you get anywhere is a failed move. So a diamond top invalidated, a failed head and shoulders, a failed descending triangle, like whatever, stuff like that. So you watch the candles, but it's like you often a big bull move, two big green candles, a doji, a spinning top, and then maybe you get another big green candle, or maybe you go get a big red candle. You don't know, but it just gets you on watch. You get all these signals in the daily chart, like that candle that says, okay, stay on watch here. Let's watch and see lower time frame. We're at the upper Bollinger. We had a big move. Let's watch for a reversal, but you don't always get one. So you got to be ready to kind of to pivot based on whatever you get next. But the daily candle puts you on watch. That's number one. Number two, number three. Number four is we're heading into the weekly close. So I would expect a lot of shenanigans, a lot of like tricks from the price. And I expect this weekly candle to do that. It's been kind of quiet into the weekly closes the last few weeks. I think we'll probably, I don't know why I'm saying this. This is just how I feel right now. And maybe I'm just totally guessing, but I feel like we're going to see very close to the weekly close. We're going to get some whiplash. And so we just be on watch for failed moves. They're going to give you really nice trading opportunities. Maybe that's the most important lesson from what I'm trying to say.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Have a good one.
Thanks for the feedback. Hope you're doing well. Good trade. Good job. Joras, can you hear me? Joras.
Yeah, man. How you going?
I'm good. I'm going to bring up someone else. Just stay quiet, please. We're getting through these nicely. What's up, Joras?
I'm good. I just have a quick question actually. If you look at the chart at the moment, lots of the coins that were pumping a few days back, like Ethereum, Atom, Matic, and everything, they were pumping pretty hard. And then now that the Bitcoin is pumping and it has like break above, it's like yesterday's high, and even if you look at 4-hour chart, it's quite up. But then Ethereum and Atom and Matic, they're not there yet.
Different charts, different structure too. I mean, look, Ethereum is right at resistance. Big resistance, right? So that's that. I mean, I'll let you finish your question, but yeah, the market moves in concert, right? But like you still have to trade something. You're not trading like an index or whatever. So you have to look at the individual structure of each of those charts, and often you get like acts in a play. First act, Ethereum, Sol, whatever. Next act, maybe it's like ATOM, and it's Ocean, and it's whatever, some random stuff, QNT, Matic, and then those have paused. Now it's something else. Money's flow through the system, and it's like the same people are playing. All right, I read Ethereum. Now I'm going to go play this. I'm going to go play that. You look at the November top. It was Ethereum started to rip, and that was a warning sign in October. And then all the it trickled down from like the premium stuff to all the nonsense. And then the day of the exact top, in November, it was like Litecoin pumping and TRX pumping. And you're like, okay, this is now I know the pump is basically at the end, because like when that stuff, you know what I mean? So you look at there's 2, 3, 4 waves in these pumps, especially when altcoins are moving. So there's waves in the pump, and there's individual charts. You have to look at each structure. Go ahead.
So you reckon the money is just shuffling around in different coins?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
It's
because
always
like
how it
even
works.
like Bitcoin dominance is going pretty high right now. So I was just thinking maybe it's like the time where just Bitcoin pumps and not the alts from here on. I mean, I'm not sure about.
No, we're seeing some relative strength. We're seeing relative strength in some of these alts. Some of them are separating themselves, and that's interesting. So there's trading opportunities, and Bitcoin's doing well. I mean, dominance is rising. I don't look at dominance. I think it's useless, but I can understand dominance is rising because I see what Bitcoin's doing. But I'm not trading the Bitcoin dominance chart. Are you? Like, people spend too much time looking at stuff they're not actually trading. Like, you don't make a decision based on that, right? But what you want to do is have a watch list that's not too big. Study that watch list and study for what's strong and play the relative strength. And then know when a chart needs to pause. Like Ethereum is going to pause here. If it's going to break through 17, 18, it's probably going to take some time, right? So it's going to have to pause. Maybe it does like a rectangle or another ascending triangle, and it breaks out. But give it time. But in the meantime, there's other stuff like maybe Mana might make a move here. Maker just had a breakout. QNT looks halfway decent, or it's kind of right there, getting ready to break out. QNT is at a big level, right around like 109, 110, 110. So there's stuff. Just that's what I'd have to say. But
no, thanks a lot, man.
Yeah. All right. Thanks to you. Great talking with you. Thanks for coming up, folks. We're going to wrap it up in a little bit, but I'm Big Chads on Twitter. I'm the author of Trading Wisdom. You can get that free version on YouTube. I'm also a founding analyst at Bitcoin Live, best in class educational platform for crypto. We've had some speakers already. But if you're curious about that, the May 4th video is free. You can see that on my Twitter page. If you ever want to search for my old tweets, you know how sometimes I'll tweet something, you don't know what it is. Type /Big Chads and then that word that you're curious about. And I've probably talked about it before. So I would encourage you to search my old tweets for educational stuff or maybe bad calls I've made. And you can remind me and we can have a fun talk about it because there's plenty of them. But anyway, I want to talk to you. It's Ask Me Anything kind of spaces. There's information at the top of this spaces for new traders. Check it out. Let's get a couple more folks up here. Please wait till I call your name, but I'm going to have at least 2 or 3 people with the microphone. Please wait for me to call you, just so you don't have any downtime. Blue Bull, what's going on?
Hey,
yo,
what's up, Chads? What's up? Thanks for having me on.
Cool.
I appreciate the way you view the charts. Pretty much just a chart and ignore everything else, all the noise. I wanted to ask you, mind looking at an altcoin chart real quick?
Sure. Just send me some SHIB or XRP.
Cool.
What do you want me to look at?
So it's Polymath. I don't know if you heard it. Ticker
POLY.
POLY.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it in a while, but I'm definitely know of it. Yeah. All right.
Cool. So yeah, if you look at the chart, look at the daily, looking back to May, I don't know, it's just something very interesting that I see this chart doing all the time. You see these like long wicks, you know what I mean? And then you see these huge green volume bars at the bottom. Just wondering, like at first sight, what can you tell from this chart?
What's interesting? So volume. This is a great question. So look, and there's price structure. It's kind of in like a rectangle or, maybe a descending triangle. It's in a tightening range, but volume is interesting. So you look at, let's take the July 20th candle on Poly, right? And like that's a green candle, but it's like that's not a bullish candle.
Right.
Even though it's green, that's a shooting star at the upper Bollinger Band with volume. That was like a short-term bear reversal candle, and you had some follow through on it. So this gets me to the point that drives me crazy, where we have a lot of things drive me crazy because I'm crazy. But we get a situation where people are arguing over the color of a doji. Oh, we've had eight green days in a row. I'm like, that's a doji. Yeah, but it's green. No, that's a neutral session. So you have to look at it's not like it's green or red. Then like all green candles are created equally. No, right? All colored candles are not created equally. So like a doji is a neutral session. It's not a battle for the. It's not a win for the bulls or the bears, right? So
Right.
people just like look at, oh, it's green. No, like that's a green candle, and I think I probably sound like I'm making no sense, but that's a green candle on Poly POLY for those listening on July 20th. But it's a bearish reversal candle, right? Because it's a long upper shadow. So what you want to look at more so than color with Japanese candlesticks is you want to look at candle wicks. That shows where moves were rejected. And you look at those wicks in relation to the Bollinger Bands, because those Bollinger Bands show you price movement outside of a normal movement. You get kind of an overextension, and that often leads to a snapback. That's why you use Bollinger Bands and candlesticks together. So really focus on the wicks, focus on the progression of the body size. You have the big bodies, and it's getting a little smaller, and then the bodies get a little smaller. The next candle, the next candle is even smaller. That's compression of force, right? That trend is slowing down. So you look at body size, progression. You look at the candle wicks very closely. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Cool. Thanks a lot. Go watch that masterclass tutorial playlist on YouTube. Chad's Trading. You'll love it.
Will do. Thank you.
All right. Cool. We'll do a couple more. Richard Hawk, can you hear me?
Hi, Chad.
Yo.
Thanks for taking me up and all the stuff you put out there.
Hey, thanks for talking. I'm just hanging out on a Saturday. You decided to show up, man. So I'm glad you're here. What's going on?
Thanks. I've got a psychology question.
Yeah.
I started taking trading more seriously last October and put some money aside to really feel how it feels to lose it.
Yeah. It feels great, doesn't it?
Yes, totally.
I love it. I'm addicted to it.
I don't respect it enough.
That's it. Yeah. If you don't respect your money, it's gonna find a new owner.
Yeah. How do I balance respecting my money versus taking a risk?
Well, listen, are you gambling or is there a real opportunity in front of you? That is the question before you enter any trade. And the only way to understand if it's an opportunity or not, in my opinion, is to have like either be like an unbelievable fundamental analyst, and there's some of them out there. I'm not one. Or to understand the trend and understand trend analysis and price movement outside of standard deviation and overextension of a move. Understand a momentum pivot. Understand what a trap looks like. Just have some skill set that it comes from somewhere. It's not like Neo in the Matrix. You don't just like watch a headset and now you're a master trader. I mean, you got to build up muscle memory over many years. And so if you don't have confidence, I feel like you want to get there and you don't know if you're gambling or you're trading. You get to start out small and journal, heavy journaling. A lot of trades, a lot of trades. When I started to play poker, I played poker before I traded.
Yes.
And I started playing tournaments, and I stayed at the $5 level, and I played like over 1,000, probably 2,000 or 3,000 $5 tournaments. And I did it until I was really good and profitable, and then I moved up from there. So you got to start small and build your way up.
All right? Thanks. That's really helpful. The $5 idea.
Good.
I can still put real money in without losing my capital. That's great.
Yeah, you don't have to. I understand. You want to be Pavlovian. You want to feel the downside of a mistake, so you don't make it again. And I get that, but you have to survive your mistakes. But the only way to do that is to manage your risk. So look for opportunities, but be ready to enter a trade and say, I'm ready to exit it if my idea is wrong. Right? Don't be stubborn. Be ready to try, but also be ready to say I failed right away as well. So, hold on 1 second.
I'll do.
All right, I gotta go. Thank you so much. I gotta go shortly. I'll do a couple more. You look funny. All right. There's people here. All right. So thank you so much. Thank you for coming up, Richard. We'll do a couple more. I'm probably overextending my time here. Let's get JC today. What's going on? JC today.
Oh, hey man, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm just a long-time hodler from 2016.
Yep.
Making my way, changing my thoughts about starting educating myself more on the short term.
Yep.
I have a question about. I would like to hear your thoughts on one specific issue. That's the tops and the bottoms.
Yep.
I've heard you say on numerous occasions you haven't got a feeling about. We're heading to we haven't seen the bottom yet because you'd like to see a big wick where everyone's hurt.
Yep.
I have my question is I haven't seen these tops with blow off tops either.
Really?
So is
really? How about April? So how about this? Let's see. Go to the search, type in from Big Chads.
Yeah.
Right? Search in Twitter.
Yeah, I'm not behind the computer, so okay.
Oh, so I'm sorry. I'm just for those who are listening. Go to Twitter search, type in from Big Chad space from. Type in too much enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not showing up. Enthusiasm. I typed out. I'm sorry. I'm wasting everyone's time. Enthusiasm. The April top was spotted on the day. It was just a sentiment top. Everything was running. I typed out too much enthusiasm in all caps. I'm like, this is nuts. If you go look at the April-May top, the April top was a sentiment top, without question. Everyone was like Lambo time, Ether Rock.
Yeah.
I mean, so there's sentiment tops and there's sentiment bottoms too. I've tweeted out. I'm not like the only person who follows sentiment, but I've you tweet like there's so much abject despair. Bottom must be around the corner. It's happened a few times over the years. So that's why I pay attention to that. And it's been a really good bellwether. Sentiment has been a really good bellwether for bottoms and tops. But that's a question of who's defining what the sentiment is. So, it's just my opinion on all this. So.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your
I
your work.
appreciate you. I'm gonna have to wrap it up. I've been going on for too long. I am Big Chads. I'm on Big Chads at Twitter. Check out my YouTube. Please go to YouTube. Type in Chads Trading. Please subscribe to my YouTube. There's a lot of great free resources. My book, Trading Wisdom, is available there. About a third of it is there for free. I'll do the rest of it eventually. Check out the masterclass tutorial playlist. I hope you enjoy that. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of the day in this weather. Please consider. Folks, thank you so much for listening. That was a replay of the spaces from just a few days ago. We had a really great conversation. I'm enjoying these. I really enjoy doing the spaces on Twitter. I think it's an underused format. I love hearing from you. I love the conversations we have. And I've been, I decided to upload these to Twitter. I wanted to, just for posterity, to save them. I think they're great. It's good content. So that's what I'm doing. That's what this was. I'll eventually get some, the other ones up. I did 2 today. I'll probably do some more, a few days from now. But anyway, thank you for listening. Just to remind you, I'm on Twitter, of course, at Big Cheds. Please consider following me there if you do not already. Check out my YouTube channel. You want to, the free version of my book is there. Trading Wisdom, 50 Lessons Every Trader Should Know. That book's available on Amazon in 4 formats. Check out the long form interviews. I just had a great interview with Peter Brandt. It was unbelievable. I really think everybody should go watch that. And if you're serious about learning how to trade, you definitely want to join Bitcoin Live, the best-in-class educational platform for crypto. I've been doing market updates for 4 years. I'm sick. I'm on vacation. I stop what I'm doing. I do a report twice a week. It's incredibly important to me. And I'm just one member on a great team. So consider checking that out. Anyway, folks, thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me here today. And the Peter Brandt interview was awesome. Dave says that in the comments. Anyway, thank you, folks. We'll talk to you soon. All right? Peace out.